Hey guys, so I'm gonna show you what I eat in a week, and usually that involves me opening the fridge 3 to 4 times a day. But I found some leftover pancit and noodles, and I know parents will be mad if I make extra food, so I decide just to reheat that and maybe add it together, maybe add different types of sauce. So what I'm doing now is I'm putting the pan up on high heat or just medium to high heat and adding some oil, making sure that it's nice and hot. And while it's nice and hot, that's when I'll start adding a bit of the pancit and some of the Korean noodles as well. I'll do this throughout my cooking, just adding a little bit and a little bit just for taste. I mean, you can just add the whole thing, doesn't really matter. And just making sure that the pan is nice and hot while I stir. Just make sure that you keep on stirring so that it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. You don't want the pancit or whatever noodles that you want to make getting nice and burnt. You want it nice and fully cooked throughout the whole noodle dish. Yeah, and I added teriyaki sauce as my special sauce for this dish. It tastes pretty good. I pretty much add this sauce to whatever I feel like putting on. It's really good investment. Anyways, I decided to use my pancit container again, so I don't need to clean any more dishes. We be lazy like that, but when you cook, you just have so many dishes that you literally don't want to wash anymore. So that's kind of my tip for cooking is like try to use the same container that you took out the dish. If it's leftovers, not obviously if it's like a raw dish. But yeah, luckily I had some spare containers, and yeah, and that's the dish. And I'm gonna use, I'm pretty sure, the same fork that I used to take out the pancit. Therefore, the dishwasher won't be full and it's nice and piping hot. And from memory, this was banging. Like, this was amazing. I really enjoyed this. I love like just reinventing my parents' cooking because it's usually just a lot of like leftovers in the fridge, and I get a little bit sour, like kind of sick of it, but not really. And so I try to jazz it up a bit. Anyways, day 2 of my cooking, I find that there's lots of ground beef, so I decide to take it out. Looking good. I think I got it from like Aldi or something. I love shopping at Aldi. Best for value. My sister loves shopping at Costco, so when we go, I go Aldi, she goes Costco, and she loves Costco because we can bulk buy. I'm not one to bulk buy because I love grocery shopping. Grocery shopping is kind of like my shopping outlet. Like when people love shopping for clothes, that's my shopping for food. Anyways, back to me cooking. I decide to use all those ingredients to just make like a simple stir-fry dish. So here's me just gathering all the ingredients into the kitchen just so it's easier for me to place into the pan. And here it is all out, looking good. And first I like to boil my vegetables. This makes it nice and soft, so when you actually pan fry it, it's fully cooked and it tastes amazing. You can put seasoning on the vegetables, but I just like teriyaki sauce because it already has salt in it. So do what you want for the seasoning. Dress it up the way you like it. Doesn't really matter. I feel like cooking is where you can really experiment and just do whatever you like, to be honest. I don't think there's any mistakes in cooking. Unless you have someone in the kitchen who's like really picky, then yeah, I like to experiment even if it tastes bad or like doesn't go the way I want it to go. Like, I feel like it's still good. Oh, and just for a little bit of flavor, we'll add some pepper. So I just stir this around in the pot, making sure it doesn't stick to the bottom of the pan. Adding those vegetables that I boiled earlier, so now I can fry it. And I am feeling like extra meat today, so I cook a hot dog as well. This doesn't take that long to cook, maybe 5 to 8 minutes. Hot dog usually doesn't take that long. And while I cook that on the pan, I decide to add some eggs to it. I love eating eggs, and the way I'm making it is the way like my cousins taught me. Their family likes to make scrambled eggs this way, where they add salt and milk and they just scramble. Honestly, egg is whatever your preference. You can get it whatever, boiled, scrambled, sunny side, whatever. I just like it this way. It makes it nice and fluffy. It tastes really nice, so if you want to give it a try, I highly recommend this way of making scrambled eggs. Okay, so I feel very adventurous today, so I decide that I'm also gonna make pancakes on another pan while the meat was cooking. So I get the ready-made pancake mix in the little bottle. I don't know if you guys have the same thing in your country where it's like in a little bottle and you just add water and just shake it, but that's how we have it in Australia. It's pretty darn good. I use the brand Greens. If you're ever in Woolworths in Australia, highly recommend. And the way I like to cook it is I like to put it on low heat, I think, or is it high heat? One of the two, and then I flip it so I can make the edges nice and crisp. I think put it on low heat. No, sorry, definitely high heat. Yeah, I put it on high heat, and when it starts to bubble, put it on low heat, and then I flip it. I think that's how I do it. I make pancakes every once in a while because honestly making pancakes when you make another dish is such a drag, and I consider pancakes more of like a dessert type of meal. So usually when I make it, I like to make some sort of savory dish next to it because I don't know, pancakes for me is like that side dish, but it tastes so good, but it does take a long time because I like to finish like the whole batter. Yeah, and on the pan next to it, I just continue making the stir fry. It's my little pancake with like Australia. And that's it. Yeah, so that's my stir fry dish, and this was also banging. This was amazing. Really liked it a lot. I got some pancake. Unfortunately, my last pancake, I left it because I was doing some other things. Got a little bit burnt. So that's that. But the rest are pretty damn good. They're all nice and cooked, nice and crisp on the outside, inside fluffy. And I love the Greens brand because it's like this perfect consistency of like buttery, doesn't taste all that too sweet, but it honestly it's really nice, really delicious. I love pancakes, so for me this was 10 out of 10. This is so good. But again, a little bit biased because I'm the one cooking it. But yeah, highly recommend eating pancakes. And yeah, so day 3 I ended up getting, I think, pork chops, pork loin, I think that's what it was. I think it was on special in Aldi, and I just picked it up because I was like, oh, it's such a great price, so just grabbed it. I think they're pork strips, like thin ones, and yeah, I love, if there's any pork on sale, like I immediately grab it. Yeah, pork is delicious to me. It's such a great meat. Cannot live without, but yeah. Because usually I just eat meat. Beef or chicken. So when there's pork, ooh, nice change of taste. Sometimes I eat bacon, usually not, just because it's really oily. So I try to avoid, but every now and then, just trying to find some other pork replacements that is so good. But yeah, I love, this just reminds me of like going to like a Korean barbecue and just having those like tiny meat strips and just on a pan. That's pretty much what I'm doing. If you've ever been to a Korean barbecue, or have you done like a little barbecue with friends, on a like medium to high heat pan, just putting meat and just waiting for it to fully cook and just flipping it. And yeah, looked really good. Oh, there's a little spab. I think that's from my brother. He just didn't finish his meal. And yeah, I make fried rice, and I use the same teriyaki sauce. As you can tell, that sauce is definitely a favorite of mine since I add it to most things. I just find that it's very versatile. If I like need some sort of soy sauce kind of replacement, that's kind of my go-to. And yeah, I made this nice fried rice. I think I just added vegetables to some egg fried rice, and yeah, just stirring it on a frying pan. And that would be my, I guess, rice with the pork chops or pork strips. So I made a lot of pork strips, and yeah, that's my plating, and yeah, time for me to eat it. I am hungry. Because it did remind me of like a Korean barbecue-esque, I decided to have a little bit of kimchi on the side, and everyone can have whatever side dishes they like, maybe a salad or whatever vegetables, maybe mashed potato. But yeah, honestly, this is kind of making me hungry looking back, but yeah, honestly, it's so delicious. This was great. On to the next day, day 4. I was feeling super lazy this day. There's days where I feel like, cooking a storm and making pancakes and, beef stir fry. I was just super lazy, and when I went to the kitchen, I just had one trick in mind, and that was cereal. And this is my favorite cereal, and Aldi just ended up having it, and then it was on special, it was like a limited edition crunchy nut, so it had cashew nuts inside it, and it was so good. I'm watching this video back, and I literally went to Aldi the other day, and they don't have it anymore, so I'm so sad and watching it with tears in my eyes. I don't know where it is. I probably need to buy it on the Kellogg's website, but here it's called limited edition crunchy nut with cashews. My sister got so mad at me. She's like, just buy the normal crunchy nut and just put cashew nuts on it. I'm like, no, it's not the same. It's like this beautiful blend of cashew nut and crunchy nut. It's a perfect portion, and I remember it wasn't even that expensive. It was like $3 something. But now, if you buy cereal in Australia, it's like 2 for $10. 5 minutes, it's just not worth it. But anyways, besides my rant on cereal, this is the next day, so this is day 5, I believe. And we had in our freezer for a long time. I guess my pet peeve in my family, because we just buy so many frozen stuff from Costco, and usually when we buy so many frozen stuff from Costco, it just clogs up that freezer section. So I just hate it. That's why I really usually don't like to buy from Costco. But anyways, we have these kimchi bowls that no one eats, so I decided to fry it up and add some little sausages, and this tastes amazing. I love this so much, and would have again 100%. So the next day, I think I also did eat this again, but I decided to have the kimchi fried rice with a different meat, with hot dog instead, and have some corn. Make it a little bit more healthy, even though I'm adding a little bit of butter. But anyway, still good. And yeah, so adding the hot dog to the pan doesn't take that long to cook. Then I put it in the container so that when I put it away in the fridge, I don't need to clean that much. And yeah, with the corn, because it's in a microwave safe container, I was like, I'm just gonna microwave it with the butter, and who cares about putting it together. But then after I put it in the microwave, I was like, I should add it now. So I added to the fried rice, to the kimchi fried rice, and yeah, it tastes really good. I really liked how it turned out. That's all I had to do, and no one really eats the kimchi fried rice, so happy that I got to use it. So day 7, the last day, I decided to be adventurous this day and tackle a project. So I like to buy Chinese food, and I sometimes buy honey chicken. That's not my go-to, but it's definitely a dish I like to get. I usually get like a beef-based dish. So honey chicken was definitely like once in a while type of dish. But then when I ate the honey chicken, oh my god, it was so bland. I was like, oh, I forget that Chinese honey chicken, it's usually hit or miss. This one was really dry, just didn't taste like honey chicken. So I did a quick search on TikTok to find a recipe, and most of the recipes were like this. It said add some brown sugar, add a little bit of margarine. As you can see, I'm using my left hand, so a little bit struggling since I'm holding the camera, and I was like, oh, jeez, on the side of the pan, but you know, who cares? It's still in the pan. And yeah, just add all the different ingredients that the video showed me, which was like a little bit of corn flour, a little bit of chili powder, a little bit of honey. The only honey that we have in our family is Manuka honey, because I need Manuka honey for my throat. And I remember I bought this off-brand version in Aldi and it tasted just honey, so not Manuka. So I thought, okay, cool, I can definitely use it for this. But yeah, I am trying to like record this with one hand and do all the ingredients with one hand, so a little bit tough, but we'll get there. So yeah, that's the corn flour. They said this corn starch, whatever. I really had no clue what they were talking about, so I just like, I'm gonna add corn flour. Chili flakes, you can add as much as you want. I was kind of skeptical adding chili flakes because I was like, oh, I do not like spicy food, but you barely taste it. So yeah, if you like it more spicy, add more. You can just, yeah, the amount that I add, which is a little bit, could barely taste it, so it tastes good. And that's my Manuka honey. And yeah, honestly, it just tastes like regular honey, so it tasted really good. And then my last ingredient, which is the sesame oil. I did not measure anything, I just put it in a pan, and honestly it tasted great. And when I put it in the pan, I added that Chinese food. I just popped it all in, it ended up all falling in. So that's my honey chicken and fried rice dish, and again, it tasted amazing. Like, oh my god, dishes. Again, very biased. So here's me in the kitchen going to eat it. I thought I decided to add a different POV of me eating at the side, because I thought me for a POV is a bit, I don't know. I wanted to add a different POV just to see if it looks better or not, but I don't know. It looks the same to me, honestly. But yeah, that's me enjoying my meal, happy, and using a takeaway container so I can put it in the fridge if I don't finish it. And yeah, happy day, so bye!